Well, what will be interesting about this summit is how divided the 27 heads of government are. Remember, in the past month or so, the Premier of China, Li Qiang, has been visiting European capitals. And some of the more cynical analysts reckon that he was there to try to divide Europeans and make them disagree with each other about what exactly to do about China. There are some big picture things that I think that will get agreement, though. First of all, relations with China, international relations with China. China has just about announced or was just put into practice new laws that will strengthen the foreign affairs powers of the government, which will make it easier for the government, in theory, the domestic government, to reinterpret treaties that China has signed. So that's something that needs to be addressed. The other thing is about doing business with China. At the same time that these new national security laws or laws on foreign relations have been introduced, there's also been a strengthening of laws to fight espionage and cyber attacks. And whilst in theory, these seem relatively uncontroversial, what country doesn't want to defend itself legally against things like cyber attacks and fraud and so on? The way that espionage and so on is defined is rather vague, and a lot of businesses, European businesses, may find it difficult to confidently do things that they used to do. Actually, there's been, in the past week or so, the European Union Chamber of Commerce has published results of a survey of the confidence that the European Union companies have in China, and the answer is that they're not very confident. There's a lot of them now are scaling back or even ending investment, fresh investment in China over the next year. Some of them are even considering moving their headquarters from China, perhaps to other countries in the region, perhaps Japan, perhaps Southeast Asia, perhaps even India as well. So the European Union here has a lot to discuss. Decoupling from China, de-risking from China is something that's become much more important, I think. Generally speaking, the West wants to, do less business with China and to insulate itself from changes, rapid changes, unpredictable changes in the political environment in China. These recent laws I was talking about just now don't make it any easier. And now that I think the Europeans have to work out exactly how much they think is the right amount of decoupling. Andrew Wood, SABC News, Hong Kong.